Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tammy and this is Happiness Created. Today's video is part of the Farm Fresh and Fabulous playlist hosted by Chantel at Crafty Hints and Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. And this month, their co-host is Brenda from Rustic and Lace. I will have all their channel links as well as the playlist in my description box down below. DIY number 1. So I want to apologize for my voice. I have a cold, I believe, and it's kind of kicking my butt. But anyway, I have been tested and I was negative, just so everybody knows. But anyway, so I have this mat from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go over it with the Ink Waverly chalk paint. I give it just one coat, and I didn't cover like the entire edge because I'm going to end up cutting some of it off. Then I'm taking one of these galvanized pails or buckets, whatever you want to call it, from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to do a dry brushing with the plaster Waverly chalk paint. Now I'm going to take these square dowels I got from Amazon and some Waverly antique wax, and I'm just going to use a wipe, and I'm going to cover them with the antique wax, and I'm also going to measure them out and cut them to length. And then once they're all covered, I just hot glued the mat right to the unwaxed side of the dowels. And then I'm just taking this little knife and I'm going to cut the edges off that were sticking out. And then I'm going to take this bucket and I'm just going to, at first I hot glued it and then it fell off. So I didn't show it, but off camera, I did use my drill and I drilled a little hole in the back and used some floral wire to attach it to the mat. And then, of course, I pull out my handy dandy bag of bows that I got from Amazon. They are in my storefront, and that link is in my description box down below. And I just picked 2 that look like flowers, and I hot glue one to the front of the bucket, and I'm going to hot glue the other to the upper left-hand corner, but apparently I'm not doing it yet. So I'm just taking this lavender from the Dollar Tree and some floral foam, and I am going to fill the bucket. And then I'm going to take this jute twine that I got off of Amazon, and that'll be in my storefront as well. And I'm just going to kind of weave it through the top of the little sign I'm making here. And that is going to be my hanger. And that's it for this one. I think it came out so adorable. Now, my suggestion to anybody else who wants to try this is use a bigger dowel or maybe some paint sticks to make it a little sturdier. So I wanted to let you guys know that I am on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. I will have all of those links in my description box down below. Now on to DIY number 2. For this project, I'm taking one of the Easter signs from the Dollar Tree and some of this beautiful Stempera, I believe it's called, paper that I always use. I absolutely love it. It's in my Amazon storefront if you're interested. And I'm just going to take the hanger off, and then I'm going to take a glue stick from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to glue the paper right to the sign. And then I'm just trimming off the excess paper, and then I'm going to use my finger sander to get really close and get the edges nice and clean and crisp. Now I have one of these little frames from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to open it up and take the backing and everything that's inside out of it. And then I'm going to just hot glue the glass right to the frame. Then I'm going to take this beautiful French transfer from the Dollar Tree, the rub-on transfers, and I'm just cutting out one of the sayings. Now, I am not French. I do not speak French. I have no idea what this says, but it fit in the frame, and I figured I would just run with it. And then once I've got that on, I'm just going to hot glue the frame right to the picture. Now I'm going to take some of this ribbon that I got from Michael's. It is a Christmas ribbon. I got it for 75% off. I wish I had bought so many more rolls of this one. I love it. I use it on everything. So I'm just using it to cover the top part of the sign that the paper did not cover. And I'm sorry for the noise in the background. My dogs are playing. And now I'm going to take that same ribbon and I'm going to make a bow doing the awareness ribbon and then kind of smushing it in the center. And then I just take some jute, and I believe, yeah, it's from one of the hangers and from one of the signs. You know, we don't waste anything as crafters, right? So anyway, I am just tying that in the center, and then I will just kind of fluff it all up and hot glue it right to the top of the picture. Oh, and I did dovetail the tails. And then I did end up just kind of tacking the tails down so that they weren't kind of flopping all over the place. I tend to do that a lot just because I just don't want the tails going all over the place. Oh, and I do, yeah, see, I'm sorry. I'm kind of out of it a little bit. But anyways, I do kind of like crinkle the tail just to make it look a little wavy. You can see what I'm talking about right here. And then I'm just going to take another piece of twine and I'm just going to make a hanger for the back of this picture. And that's pretty much it for this project. I think it came out so beautiful. I love this one so, so much. Let me know what you guys think. Now on to DIY number 3. So I'm taking another one of the Dollar Tree signs. This one I actually repurposed. That bloom was actually something I made. So now I'm just taking more of that paper and I'm going to go over the front part of this picture. And then once it's all glued down, I'm just cutting off the excess, and then I will use my finger sander again. And I'm just noticing that I didn't get that one from the Dollar Tree. That was actually from the Goodwill. Then I found these frames on Amazon. They will be in my storefront. And I'm just going to, there's like 6 of them in 3 different designs. So I'm just doing some antique wax on them. And then I'm taking one of these pictures from that paper pack. And I just traced it out and I cut it a little bit bigger so that there would be room for me to glue it to the back of this frame. And then once I get that onto the frame, I'm just going to take the frame and I'm going to hot glue it into place on this sign. And then I found these little picket fence pieces, you guessed it, on Amazon. So I am just taking the Waverly chalk paint in white and I'm just giving it one coat all around. I do the front and the sides. I don't bother with the back because you're not going to see it. And then I'm hot gluing it right to this picture frame. And then I have some butterfly laser cutouts from Amazon. And I am just going to take my Arteza gel pens and I am going to just color them with this purple color. Sorry, you'll see. And then once I have them all colored, I'm just going to hot glue them around the picture and on the sign itself. Now I'm going to take that same twine and I am going to wrap it around the top of this picture, and I believe I do it 3 times. And then I'm going to take some more of this jute twine and I'm just going to make a simple like shoestring bow to put in the center of the twine that's wrapped around it. And I tack the tails onto the frame so they're not flopping around. And then I glued the last butterfly right to the center of that bow. And the bow wasn't sitting right, the loops, so I just kind of tacked it to the jute itself just so that it wasn't like, I don't know, it was like twisting up on itself, so you couldn't really see it. It wasn't very cute. So I decided just to kind of tack it into place. And then I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm going to use a small piece as the loop, and I'm just going to hot glue it into place under the jute that's already there, and that should hold it into place. Now off camera, I do cover the back with some of the Dollar Tree craft paper. I just didn't show it, but I typically do that just so that it looks more finished. So when I flip it over, that's when it dawns on me that there's no lavender in this picture, and it's supposed to be like farmhouse or lavender. So I took a piece of the lavender that I had left over, and I took the fence off, and I just tacked a piece of the lavender right to the side of the picture. And I mean, I don't want to be a rebel, guys. I want to, follow the rules. So, and then I'm just going to hot glue the fence right back into place. And then the lavender needed some leaves. So I just hot glued a couple of the leaves just kind of sticking out through the fence. And that's it for this one. How stinking cute is this? I love this. Of course, it helps that purple is one of my favorite colors. But anyway, I think it came out so beautiful. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you all so much for being patient with me. And again, I apologize for my voice. I want to thank Chantel and Amanda and Brenda for putting on this amazing playlist. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a great big thumbs up for me. It really helps me out. If you're new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I hope you'll consider sticking around and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a brand new video. And share with your family and friends. And I will see you next time.